Have you ever felt like life is slipping away, or that you're not making the most of your time? You're not alone. Seneca the Younger, a philosopher who lived nearly 2,000 years ago, felt the same way. He shared his insights on how to overcome this feeling and live a meaningful life. Seneca was a tutor to Nero, the Roman emperor, infamous for allegedly playing the violin while Rome burned. Despite his association with Nero, Seneca was a respected thinker and playwright. He followed Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes accepting one's place in the world. Many of Seneca's ideas are still relevant today, addressing the same questions and concerns we have now. In this video, you'll learn how reading can add meaning to your life, ways to find pleasure without actively chasing it, why you shouldn't worry about having an elaborate funeral. Tune in to discover how these timeless insights can help you lead a more fulfilling life. Wisdom number 1. Life is short if you waste it on trivialities. People have always been experts at wasting time. Most of us spend a lot of our time on things that don't really matter, even if we think they do. The problem with these trivial activities is that they make life feel short. For example, if you only chase after status or power, you'll always be focused on future goals and won't enjoy the present. Many people think that once they reach their goals, they'll finally enjoy life. But this almost never happens. Instead, people spend their lives getting ready for life. Emperor Augustus is a great example. He often talked about the peace and rest he'd have after retiring from his duties. But that day never came. The Roman Empire needed him, and he could never step away. Life also feels short for those who seek luxury. These people can't enjoy their indulgences because they worry about their current thrill ending or where the next one will come from. Even worse are those who seek glory after death. They get caught up in planning how they'll be remembered, like writing clever obituaries or designing grand tombs. But funerals should be simple. A single burning candle is a perfect symbol for the shortness of human life. Wisdom number 2. Busyness doesn't equal to fulfillment. Say a ship left port and spent the next year being thrown about by a mighty storm. It would be inaccurate to claim that during this time it had steered a successful and purposeful course, even if it did make it safely back to harbor. Well, the same can be said of life. Pitching, rolling, and yawing aren't substitutes for living. Of course, it's important to plot a course and then stick to it, but it's also worth remembering that not every path should be pursued. Some people are happy to spend their lives tacking and jibing through the wind, constantly changing direction. They worry they're not headed in the right direction and they pine for what they've left behind. Other people, through sheer apathy, are happy to be buffeted about by the waves. They only stop drifting when they are too tired or too old to carry on. And then there are those who devote their prime years to lust, greed, and gluttony. They keep telling themselves that someday they'll amend their ways, but they never do. For some, by the time they feel that the moment is right, they're too old or too weak to change their habits. For others, even if they could prolong their lives threefold, they still wouldn't change. Worst of all, however, is to be borne away on the winds of somebody else's preoccupations. It's pointless working for someone whose aims and convictions don't agree with your own. Doing so is the surest path to a short life. When this happens, your obsessions and worries won't even be your own, and you're destined to run aground. When stuck in such a situation, people moan that their boss or supervisor doesn't listen to their wishes or opinions. But if these people can't find the time to listen to themselves and pursue their own courses, why should anybody else? Wisdom number 3. You can choose to be educated by the world's greatest minds. While you have little control over who raised you or your early environment, you have the power to shape your own path through education and self-improvement. Gaining wisdom from great thinkers is surprisingly accessible, and you can train yourself to become a better person over time. By engaging with the works of philosophers like Plato, Hegel, Derrida, or Arendt, you can gain deeper insights into people, power, society, and culture. Choose a philosopher and explore new ways to approach life's challenges, from daily issues to universal concerns. Great thinkers can offer both comfort and companionship. The best part is that they are always available. You can read their works daily, and they will consistently provide honest truths about your strengths and weaknesses. When you're finished reading, you can simply put the book back on the shelf. Unlike real people, these thinkers won't drain your energy. Moreover, engaging with these minds will have positive effects, potentially prolonging your life. Even as you approach the end of life, reading remains beneficial. It not only teaches you how to live, but also how to face death with courage. However, it's important to be selective about which thinkers you read and what you take from them. Reading should not be about accumulating trivial facts, but about gaining meaningful knowledge. Life is long enough to dedicate yourself to self-discovery and true wisdom. Great minds can guide you on this journey. Wisdom 4. True satisfaction springs from within. In life, we often experience fleeting pleasures that briefly uplift us, but these are beyond our control and disappear as quickly as they come. A wise person is self-reliant and independent. Losing status or money doesn't affect them much because their sense of self isn't based on external factors. If you're driven by greed instead of necessity, you'll always feel poor. True satisfaction comes from living within your means and appreciating what you have. This way, you'll never feel deprived. But once you start craving unnecessary material items, you'll feel a kind of poverty. Consider this analogy. If you want water not because you're thirsty, but because you're feverish, your craving will never be satisfied. This kind of craving is not a necessity, it's a sickness. This applies to possessions and power just as it does to water and food, or any desire you might have. The important things in life can't be taken away by others. No one can rob you of your ability to think critically or your capacity to appreciate the beauty of nature. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whether you're in exile or at home, ill or well, remember this. You can always look up at the heavens and contemplate the deeper aspects of life. So keep this in mind. Self-worth comes from within. Only you can decide how content you are with the world around you. Wisdom 5. To ensure a tranquil mind, tailor your career to your personality, and don't forget to enjoy yourself. There's no point in having an outwardly enviable life if you're broken inside. A life filled with doubts and regrets is no life at all. So what should you do? First, understand that there's no single path to tranquility. Each of us must find our own way. Some people thrive on study and reflection, while others need physical activity to feel content. Regardless of your path, strive to serve humanity through your actions, writing, or intellect to the best of your abilities. Avoid taking on tasks that don't suit you. Accept only those challenges you are confident you can complete. Have faith in yourself. Trust your instincts. Don't be too hard on yourself once you've chosen your path. You'll enjoy the journey more if you believe in yourself and your decisions. Also remember that overexertion can drain your energy and spirit. Don't overdo it. Just as you wouldn't constantly till the soil and expect a bountiful harvest every time, don't work yourself to exhaustion. It's counterproductive. Take time for yourself to relax. Even Cato, the famous Roman, enjoyed a glass of wine after a long day. Socrates played with local children when he wasn't philosophizing. Don't underestimate the value of pleasure and enjoyment. Moderation is key. Some possessions and leisure activities can help you relax, but don't overindulge. Material objects and external activities shouldn't define your happiness. The key message in this book is to live a fulfilling life. Avoid seeking immediate validation or basing your worth on others' judgments. Instead, draw on the knowledge and wisdom of those who came before you. This approach will help you find your place in the world and enable you to contribute to the greater good. Never underestimate the importance of mental tranquility.